Alrighty, guys, we are live. What's going on, everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to a live episode of Technoid. Just real quick disclaimer before we start the episode. Tonight, I will not be using my camera. I am in the process of decorating. I am in the process of redesigning the show. If you guys have not watched my latest episode of Technoid, as you guys have seen, the Technoid show has undergone some Halloween decorations. So I'm doing that with my live studio. So please be patient with me, guys. We'll unveil everything next week, so you guys will get to see the final product. So I'm keeping it a little mystery. But anyway, guys, what's going on? Let's get the first shout out in the house. We have Carlton. Good to see you, my friend. It's good to have you in tonight. But anyway, tonight we are going to talk about the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. We're going to discuss everything about the new Pixels. And of course, Sneed Bubble Tech and maybe others will be joining us tonight. So we'll see later on in the show. But real quickly, first thing I want to do, also shout out to Gene. Thank you for coming on, Gene. I hope you're having a great night. I hope you all are having a great night. Real quickly, guys, before we start the show, let's get the sponsors out of the way. First things first, follow me on Twitter at Technoid12 to stay up to date on the latest for the tech show, because every time I upload, anytime I do anything, you will hear it first on Twitter. So make sure to follow me at Technoid12. Number two, I want to give a quick shout out to the two sponsors of the show. First one being Slate Chocolate Milk. I want to thank Slate for being a cool partner to the Technoid channel. As you guys know, they have some excellent chocolate milk, lactose free, and it is sugar free, high in protein, etc., etc. I've said everything I can. The only thing I haven't said is that there are two brand new flavors, French vanilla and vanilla latte. So guys, head on over to slatemilk.com and use promo code Technoid and save on your order. And I promise you guys, you will enjoy the chocolate milk. You will enjoy the product. Also, shout out number two goes to Rogue Energy, the OG of the channel. Want to thank Rogue for still continuing their support in the Technoid show. And also, they launched the brand new flavor, which I am drinking as of this episode. We got the Rocket Pop, which is a very good popsicle flavor, which is delicious. So guys, head on over to rogueenergy.com and also use the promo code Technoid to save 10% off. And real quickly, guys, both promotions, Slate and Rogue, are doing a counting of how many people use the code. And while we've had some great numbers, we want to make sure we have a great relationship. So please, guys, every time you go on their website and you use a promo code, you are not only helping out the channel, you are also helping the partnership with Rogue, also Slate, and it could go on for long term. So thank you to our sponsors of Technoid Show, and that's everything you need to know. So now let's get down to the main event. Let's start talking about it. So I don't know if you guys watch a lot of my videos. I know there are people that watch. Also, shout out to Sean. Good to see you in tonight. Thank you for tuning in. But guys, I'm going to be honest. From the start, I gotta tell you guys, I have been very negative towards Google, and not negative because they make bad products. I'm in no way trying to say that Google makes terrible products. I want to preference my comments and my opinion by saying that. Now, with that being said, I have been very critical of Team Pixel. I've been very critical of Google themselves with the whole Team Pixel situation with Tito, which we'll discuss later on in the show. And lastly, I've been very critical of some of Google's decisions. But that doesn't mean that I don't support their products. Now, I use the Google Pixel 6a, which I just made a video on. If you guys want to check it out, head on over. You can check out my video. But I have always tried to, even though I've had major criticism of Google, even though I've had my issues with the way that they treat Tito and others, I still use their product because I do want to be fair. I want to be a good person and be as fair as possible. Well, over the years, we have seen the Pixel brand grow. And while I've enjoyed the Pixel 6a, I always felt that premium flagships should be the Pixel 7 and the 7 Pro. So I have always said since day one, I'm looking forward to these phones. But then you have these stupid decisions by Google. You know, you look at Google's track record of intentionally leaking the devices, giving it out to people, giving it to their consumers, and early unboxings, early looks and stuff. And you think it would make a difference, but it doesn't. It's Google being desperate for trying to get attention. But even then, I said, you know what? Let me still give them a chance. So that's what I want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about the Pixel 7 and the 7 Pro. We're going to start off with the 7 and 7 Pro, obviously. Then we'll talk about the Pixel Watch because I've heard a lot of people do not like that. And we got Zero Cool in the house. What's up, Zero Cool? Good to have you on. Already, we're going to start off with bandwidth already. Come on now. Let's get to the hardware first before we get to bandwidth. Come on, Zero Cool. I know them scallops are overcooked, so that's why you're bringing up bandwidth. But in all seriousness, let's start talking about the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. Thank you. Hello, Janie. Thank you for coming in from C Mobile Tech's live show. Thank you to everybody coming in right now. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Sneed will be over in just a second. But anyway, guys, let's kick it off. So, as I said at the beginning of this video, this podcast, again, guys, I'm not going to be using my camera tonight as I am in the process of decorating for Halloween. Want to keep it a secret. But I think we are ready to bring him in. Let's see if he's ready to go. Let's bring him in. What's going on there, Sneed? Hold on one sec. Double check. Hey, what's up, Kimon? Good to have you on. So we'll let Sneed come in when he's ready. But anyway, guys, let's see. Let's pull up the Pixel 7. Sneed, you ready to go, my man? Actually, you know what? Let's give him a couple minutes. He just ended his show, so let's give him a sec. Hello there. Excuse me if I say your name wrong. Bor Grunt. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. I'm not good with names, but thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. All right. Enough talking, enough chattering. Let's start with the base Pixel 7 Pro. Now, the base Pixel 7 Pro, in my opinion, or basically the Pixel 7. Okay, one sec. Alrighty, Sneed, you ready to go?
Yeah, what up, bro?
There you are. There you are. Hey, man. I see you're in the background. Thank you for coming in. I had a great show, by the way. Watched it with Dennis and you
Thanks,
guys.
buddy. Thank you.
All right. So I just basically, for the last couple minutes, was giving some background context to everybody. Also, thank you to everybody coming in right now. We got Kevin, Baby Yoda, Michael. Thank you guys all for coming in. But anyway, so let's begin the show, Sneed. So first thing I want to talk about is the Pixel 7 because I did a poll this afternoon and the results are very shocking from this poll. I'm a little shocked at these results. So I put out a poll this afternoon saying, when the Google Pixel event came out, what impressed you the most? And Sneed, I gotta tell you, man, these results were shocking to me. I know it's only 13 votes, and I know usually the polls go up more usually the next day. But based on these early numbers, it doesn't look like anybody was impressed with anything because we got 38% of votes said they were not impressed with anything. 8% were impressed with the Pixel 7, 23% were the Pixel Watch, and 31% Pixel 7 Pro. So I want to address that 38% because I know it's not the entire YouTube my YouTube fan base, but wow, I'm kind of shocked at that number.
Yeah,
But
it's pretty low, dude. You could see that there's not the fanfare that you see for like the Galaxies or the iPhones. It just doesn't exist, man. People don't get amped up for the Google phones like they do for the iPhones and Galaxies. You know,
yeah,
that's unfortunate, but I'm going to tell you why it's to be expected, man. The Google phones when they launched the Pixel 5, for example,
hmm,
that phone was not a flagship, and a lot of people were upset that a true flagship, wasn't really made. And then they followed it up with the 6 and the 6 Pro, which had like major setbacks at launch. I mean, a lot of people in my community didn't appreciate the cellular modem performance. A lot of people didn't appreciate the heating issues. A lot of people, including myself, didn't appreciate the buggy software experience. You see how those people kind of got turned off by the whole thing? You know what I'm saying,
Yep.
Mike? So, like, there's a bad taste, there's a residual left over from last year. And we just got over the iPhone launch. So it's like, where's the buzz, man? I think it's still with the iPhone 14.
It's funny because the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus, or the 14 Plus launched, I think, yesterday, and they lifted the embargoes just in time for the Google event. So I just wanted to shout that out. Also, shout out to Gene. Thank you for the $2 super chat. And also, we got a new one from AKT. Thank you, my man. Keep up the great work. Appreciate it. But anyway, Sneed, I want to talk about that for just a moment because I'm I don't know because like I feel like Google isn't the only one that faces those issues, but they're the ones that it always happens to. But we've seen the iPhone with its launch. We've seen, for the first time a launch from Apple that it completely bombed. You look at the 14 Pro and Pro Max, the camera bugs, the dynamic island bugs. It launched. The software was like a buggy mess, and then they had to throw out like 16.0.1. So it's not like they're alone now. Apple's got it. So yeah. But I want to talk about real quickly. Real quickly. I want to talk about the Pixel 7 real quickly. This one for me is actually I feel like the Pixel 7 is the model that's under the radar, and it really shouldn't be because it's a nice decent phone. It's actually, in my opinion, basically a genuine, it's not a mid-range, it's a flagship, but it's basically priced like a flagship. Excuse me, a mid-range, because the starting price is only $599, and it's got a 50 megapixel camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. It comes in these nice colors, which I think the black is my favorite. I think I'm good. I like the black. It's got
Bro, I
good
like
battery
the
life.
lemongrass, man.
I don't know where do they come up with these names. It
I
looks like key lime color,
have.
bro. It looks like key
Yeah,
lime.
it is key lime. You're right. They should have called it key lime. And by the way, when you speak to the pricing, isn't that a great price point, Mike?
It is. It's
Yeah.
absolutely a great price point. And keep in mind, I paid $300 for the Pixel 6a. So imagine only paying an extra, well, it was on sale. Retail price, we're taking a look real quickly. Okay, 449. So look at it, $150 more and you're getting a flagship. So that's a very good proposal. But 599 is an incredible price, especially for a phone like that. But even better is the 7 Pro, which I think Google has, in my opinion, finally got the flagship that they needed to have. I say that because last year the Pixel 6 Pro, like you said, it was very very plagued with issues. It had a lot of problems and things like that. But when we look at this phone, this is everything that I think Google wanted to do last year, and they finally did it. It's got the best configuration that I think it can have. It's got the Tensor Generation 2 chip, which, by the way, we'll talk about some things that I really like that Google did, but also we'll talk about things that I didn't like. It's got the whole camera setup with the quad camera setup, but it also has that third lens, which really does wonders. Apparently, we'll talk about that in just a minute. And then really to round it all off, it's a built premium phone. Now there are some drawbacks, as you saw. Zero Cool pointed out. There is certain bandwidths not on there, N53. So some people aren't happy about that. But for the general audience, this looks like a great phone, and it's only priced at $899. That's even cheaper than the. Yeah, actually, come to think of it, it's actually cheaper than any Samsung Galaxy. It's cheaper than the starting iPhone 14 Plus. Oh no, it's about the same price as the iPhone 14 Plus. Excuse me. So I really got to say, despite my negative criticism with Google, which we'll talk about in just a moment, in a little while actually, I was actually very shocked at the value proposal here. They actually are offering some great devices. This is, in my opinion, the best lineup that Google has. I think it's better than last year's, and it's probably the best we're gonna get.
Hey, you know what's really good value is if you're coming out of an old Pixel, the trade-ins are really good. So
Oh,
like, so for example, like if you're trading in a Pixel 5, which that phone would be what, 2 years old right now?
here, let's
They're
see. I'm gonna do a quick I'm gonna do a quick trade in here. Here we go. So let's get an estimate. So let's say you go Google. Let's say what model?
Pixel 5.
All right, let's go Pixel 5. Let's say $400.
Okay, look, that phone brand new, if you would trade this in now at a $400 credit, it essentially costed you what, two, $300 to own and operate that phone for 2 years, and you'd be getting in at a phone at $599, a $400 credit. You'd owe them $200 to get into a brand new
Absolutely.
flagship.
Oh yeah, yeah. And my thing is, if you buy the phone out, or if you do like their monthly coverage or whatever they want to go with, you're only paying what, $499, so $500. And then if you
Check
get
the
the like,
um, check the 4XL because that goes back 1 year before the 5.
let's do that.
Right, so that might be somebody
Storage
upgrading from the last quote unquote true flagship. Some people say that.
325.
Dude, I think that's a great value. So like
I'm curious to see what they give a Samsung. I want to see something.
maybe Note 10 Plus might be a common phone.
Let's see, Note 10 5G, Note 10 Plus. Let's see, 128 or 256. Actually, I'm gonna go 256. All right, 390. That's not bad.
Yeah, you could work with that. I mean, you might get more value for those Galaxy trade-ins if you trade in on a new Galaxy, right? For
Hmm.
like the S23 or S22 or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, hey man, maybe you want to switch up. I mean, come on, man. You mean to tell me that nobody's out there looking to move around a little bit and maybe try something new? I mean, Technoid, when I look back at what you did a couple of years ago, you went away from your iPhone and you jumped into the Galaxy Note, head first, and you loved it. And you kept it, right? And you got your new iPhone too. So like you've dabbled with operating systems, man, and I respect that about you.
Yeah, and I got the Pixel 6a right now, which I've been having a great blast using this phone. I made a video on it and I talked about all the positives and there were some negatives, but I think the only issue that I have with all of this is that I don't think it's going to sell. I am going to quote you right now and I'm going to tell you why I think that, but we got to call a spade a spade. Their market share, Sneed, is not good.
No,
They
it's
don't
not.
have. They're still behind LG, and LG left the market 2 years ago. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm being genuinely serious.
But
I'm
when you
I'm not
say
making
it
this.
when you say it out loud, it's true, bro. It makes you like it resonates with you, you know?
Yeah, and it hurts because like these phones are such great devices. I would argue that we used to say that the Pixels could be the iPhone of Androids. Well, I think that this year's lineup is that. They have everything you need. I think that for me anyway, I would probably take the standard Pixel 7. I don't really think I would want to go with the Pro model. I actually like the Pixel 7 a lot more. And,
From a
and that's just
value
me.
from a value proposition, there's a $300 difference.
Not even that. I just think that the phone is all around well, not a better phone, excuse me. I would say it's a more compact phone because it does everything that the 6A does, but it has a better camera, it's got a better processor, it's got wireless charging, so if you want wireless, you can get wireless there. And also, it's got a 90 hertz display if you care about that. I mean, for me, I was fine with 60 hertz, but having that hertz will make a difference for somebody like me, but I can live with 60 hertz. But I really think the main difference for me is the fact that I can get more kind of bargain for hardware if I'm coming from the 6A. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it,
Because
man.
you look at the specs, I don't mind it at all. I really think that Google has done a tremendous job this year. I really, and listen, I may have my issues with Google. I may not like certain things, especially the Teen Pixel, which I think is just a big handout. But I'm going to say it. This is the best Pixel lineup they have ever made. And I really think that this is the year to get in on a Pixel if you're looking to upgrade. But I will say, on the other hand, it's good that we're craving about it. It's great that we're talking about it. The question is, are we going to buy it? And my answer to that is no, because look at last year. We said
Okay.
it last
But hold
year.
on a second. Hold on a second. How do we view this phone as a success? if it sells or if it's a good phone. Because those are two different things, Mike. A phone can be good and not sell. I can prove this. For example, the HTC One M7 was one of the best phones ever made. Like, it is a consensus. But everybody bought the iPhone 6 that year. And everybody bought the Samsung Galaxy S5 and S6 that year. You get what I'm saying? So the phone didn't sell, but that phone, that HTC One M7, literally was the phone that the iPhone 6 was built off of. The design language, the form factor, the appearance, everything. So it was a phone that Apple literally ripped off and made 4 generations of phones look like that, dude. The 6, the 6S, the 7, and the 8 all look the same. So that the HTC One M7 has to go down as one of the best phones of all time. But it did not sell like the iPhone 6, which is either the best-selling iPhone of all time or the best-selling phone worldwide of all time. Right? Maybe just behind like a certain Nokia or something from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So how do we measure the success? If it sells or if it is a great device?
I think it needs to sell. I think that's
Yeah.
what it comes down to. It has to sell. And I'm looking at the poll. I just posted a poll on YouTube. You guys can vote on it right now. We'll end the poll after we finish talking about the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. But right now, people are saying it's not going to be a success. It's starting to outweigh. And, I'm in that range. Like, listen, I just got the Pixel 6a and I love it. Now, am I going to go rush off and get the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro? Probably not, because I'm very satisfied with what the 6A can do. But I will say that if there's anybody out there that wanted a Pixel, these are the phones to get. And their price is not in any way, shape, and form overpriced. If anything, they're, like you said, high value proposition. They give you some great hardware. And I really think they do a great job for the general consumer.
They did bring together a good lineup, Mike. Look at the pricing. Look at the price of the 6A, look at the price of the 7, and look at the price of the 7 Pro. They got you at the $400 price point. They got you at the $600 price point, and they got you at the 900. How much do
Mhm.
you want to spend? Do you want a Google phone? Because they've got 3 layers. They've got the mid-range, they've got the premium mid-range, but you're kind of getting a flagship at that premium mid-range price, and then you get your flagship, right?
Yeah.
And do they have Pixel Buds? So they've got earbuds for you. They've got audio solutions. They're gonna have a tablet that's coming out in 2023. Now they got a wearable. They got a watch. We didn't even talk about that yet. So like now they have a lineup, right? People wanted an ecosystem, a hardware ecosystem, and now they got you covered if you want Google.
Here's my other issue, though, and I'm going to talk about it right now, and I don't really care what anyone says. I think the biggest issue, too, is Google themselves when it comes to these Pixel lineups. And Sneed, I've been a big advocate, but I don't like Team Pixel. I know you're in it, and I don't talk this way to you or any other members that do deserve to be in it, but you know where I stand on this. You know where my opinion is. And like for me, I feel like Google gives out more devices than they sell.
Oh damn.
I used to joke. No, no, no. I used to joke about this because I thought it was a joke. But now I'm being serious. It's one thing when we joke around about a pixel, when we say this and that. It's another thing when we then use it, but then we look at the numbers. And I'm looking
So
at the
so Mike,
numbers.
so you're basically saying the phones aren't worth buying. They're only worth getting for free.
No, I'm saying to is what I'm trying to say is that they are worth buying, but Google's giving them out like hotcakes. That makes up their own entire market share right there. Like if
Uh,
you want, it's like I'm being genuine right now. Like, see, this is my issue with Google. You give these phones out to these supposed Team Pixel members. Their job is to review and be fair. But here's my thing. How do you know they're going to be fair as possible? Now, any Team Pixel member that watched this video, if you want to retort, be my guest. But I challenge you. Well, actually, I did. I did challenge you. If you want to go back to my live episode last 2 weeks ago, I put out a challenge to any Team Pixel member. Don't accept the free 7 and 7 Pro from Google.
okay,
And
so
instead, buy the
let's
device with your own money. And then show me that you'll support them and you like their devices. I put that out there.
okay, so let's bring this back a couple of steps. Is it better advertising to just make commercials if you're Google, or is it better advertising to give the phones to content creators to make content about it? We're talking about like not just reviews, but like them sharing 4K recorded video, them sharing photography, tweets, Instagram posts. Like, are there because Mike, let's call a spade a spade. When they give creators free devices, those are advertisement and marketing dollars. It's the same thing as if they were making commercials. We're just making the commercials as the creators, right?
But Sneed, hold on, time out. Before you go any further, because I know what you're trying to say. Content creators have a great reach. But here's the thing. The marketing advertisement, that whole cap space is a $19 billion cap space. That so many advertisers spend hundreds and thousands and millions just to get their advertisements out there. Look at Apple. Apple doesn't spend that much as we think. They do spend a lot, but when they do it effectively.
But do they
And
have
Google,
to spend a lot? Like everybody's lining up at the Apple stores to buy their devices. So their
they
advertisement is just basically, hey, reminder, did you buy your iPhone this year? It's not, hey, we want to take you from Samsung. It's not, hey, we want to take you from Google. It's, hey, did you buy your new iPhone yet this year?
That's what Google should do instead of giving it out for free. And this is why I also have a problem with them giving out phones, because you also said that content creators and others. Sneed, I'm gonna send you something, and I can't share this out for privacy reasons because I also don't want this person to get harassed or anything. But I'm gonna send this to you, and I want you to tell me if you think this person qualifies to share this kind of thing. And I'm gonna tell you this: for them to send out Pixel devices to people that have no social media platform, that don't have any credentials to be a content creator, you tell me, what did they do to earn themselves a free device? I'm going to send it to you right
Wait a minute,
now.
that's happening?
You want to see? I'm going to send you proof right now. Here. I would show it on screen. I'm not looking to get, somebody harassed or whatever, so I'm going to send it to you. But if anybody wants to see it, I'll send it. But here it is. Here, check your Twitter, check your DM. And this is genuine. I went on this guy's page. I looked it up. It's a fact. It's a fact. This is real. And what I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to say it. I can't show the guy's name. I can't do that because I don't want this person harassed. But basically, there's a user on Twitter who just created a Twitter account in June, gets selected as a Google Pixel Team Pixel member, only has 35 followers, excuse me, yes, 35 followers, 99% of his tweets are just retweets, has no YouTube channel, has only one, no, I'm sorry, not even 35 followers. He only
Wait,
has
wait,
one follower.
is this person a member of Team Pixel or the super fans?
It's apparently originally he said he was a member of Team Superfans, but then apparently he said he got the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. So I don't know
What?
if that's what I'm saying, Sneed. What are these credentials
I
that
don't know.
Google is giving away? How could they give a free device to somebody that has no social media platform, but then turn around and say, oh, well, we're going to reward? Listen, if you're a fan, that's fine. But if you're a content creator, and you're getting it because you have an audience and a reach, fine. But what qualifications does it take to get that? Because I don't understand how a person with only one follower, no YouTube channel, no circulation, nothing can get a free Pixel device over somebody like Tito. And
Are
that's my
we are
thing.
we sure that this is happening? Like this is legit?
This was in Jason's recent tweets on his Twitter. This was genuine.
Oh, dude. That's pretty
So
crazy.
I'm gonna say it right now. I don't like Team Pixel. I've made it clear where I stand, and I'm not gonna stop. So I'm putting a hashtag in the live chat. I hope we can get every 22 person in here, but hashtag Tito for Team Pixel. So I don't get how a person with one follower can get into Team Pixel. I don't get it. So that's my thing. And Google, you should really start checking your members, because it's one thing to give them devices if they're going to spread reviews. It's another thing to keep giving it to them, and it just keeps on building your market share. So maybe it's time to pull back the curtain. Notice that Apple doesn't do that. They only give out to a select few, and it's because
Yeah,
they
they
can
give it
pull the
to
PR.
what
They
the
can
like
pull
the
the PR.
They give it to like the big influencers, right?
Yeah, but those guys have like tens of millions. But here's the thing, Apple does control their PR to an extent, but notice how they don't give it out for free. They don't need to do that because they know their sales.
Oh
That's why
yeah, yeah.
Google. That's why Google should. Google should start doing that. Be like, listen, it's great we're giving out free devices, but we need to start seeing who's going to be on our team, our real team Pixel. But they're never going to do that. They're going to keep giving out free pixels, and as long as that happens, I feel like there are people in there that don't deserve it. Now, people like you, BT, and a handful of others, you guys deserve it. You work your butts off, you deserve it, and I think Tito deserves it. So hashtag Tito for Team Pixel. I'm not going to stop. Putting it out there. And Sneed, I don't want to put you in any harm's way because you're a great reviewer. You're a cellular YouTuber. This is your job. And you are the most fair person ever. So that's why I always say there are people that deserve it. You know where I'm coming from? You understand what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. I I find that one example that you just mentioned and the person, like that you shared with me, I feel like somehow that's got to be like a glitch in the matrix. Like that should not have happened that way.
I don't know how it happened, but I suspect it was probably somebody from Team Pixel that said, "Hey, my friend's a real big fan. Put him in." That's probably a
What?
majority. It's not confirmed. I'm just assuming, but I'm assuming that's probably how it is for the entire Team Pixel. For crying out loud, I don't know, but I'm just
Dang.
speculating at that point. But I'm just saying, Tito for Team Pixel. Let's go. But anyway, let's talk about the watch. Let's get to the watch. So a lot of people are actually very negative about this watch. People are talking crap about this watch. And I want to tell you guys, I don't like the watch, but not because of the bezel. I'm going to say this right now. Not because of the bezel. First of all, here's my biggest issue. This watch is supposed to have a majority of health tracking features, a majority of health things that come standard nowadays. And apparently, according to literally on their website, you now need to pay a little extra for more deeper insights, guidance, exclusive workouts, and other things. So they're charging you to get more health benefits when Apple and other people that do smartwatches, hell, even Fossil, I would even go as far as Fossil never charge you. So that's my first negative. Negative number two is the hardware inside the watch. I don't know if this has been confirmed or not, but there have been reports saying that the hardware inside of the Pixel Watch is old reused parts that are like 2 or 3 years old. Now, I don't know if that was confirmed, but that was what a report was posted out, and a lot of people were saying that they did not like the idea of old tech inside this watch. Now, I won't complain about the bezel because listen, I've seen worse. But Sneed, this is not a good launch. This is not a good launch. Now, you could argue that Apple charges for Fitness Plus, but here's the difference. Fitness Plus is a workout program. Everything that's in Fitbit Premium is the stuff that Apple includes on the watch for free. I would argue the Apple Watch SE is a better watch than this watch from a value proposition for the same price. What are your reactions, Sneed? What is your reaction?
Okay, so people are kind of jumping to conclusions. We got to get this watch on our wrist. We got to get this watch in order to experience what it's like to use it. Based on its design, it's actually good looking. Anybody complaining about the bezel, it's a little premature. You got to kind of pump the brakes. You get the watch on your wrist, you use it, and then you evaluate it accordingly. I'm not really sure what there is to critique when it comes to the hardware because we don't have it yet. We don't know if it can make it through a day of usage. We don't know about all the features that we anticipate to be able to use, what it can do in coordination with the Pixel devices and the phones. We have to wait and see. When it comes to smartwatches, when it comes to wearables, Mike, it's always about features. It's always about integration with its as a like when you look at the satellite device, like how it integrates with the phone. All due respect to what Apple does, in my opinion, it's ugly. The Apple Watch is ugly. It's a square timepiece. Timepieces are not to be square. They make theirs square for two reasons: easier to design and engineer, and then probably cheaper to produce. To go with like the rounded, digital watch, it's probably more expensive. It's more difficult to engineer and design. They copped out by making it square. And it's ugly, in my opinion. Timepieces should be circular. So right off the rip, in my opinion, the design is better than the Apple Watch. Functionality wise, that's where Apple Watch earns its due. The fact
Well,
that
it's
it
really
does
Watch
so much.
OS. It's Watch OS. That's really.
Exact, but
It's not really
so
the
the
watch
watch is
per
a
se.
vessel, right? The watch is a vessel, and all the apps and the integration is what matters. We need to evaluate the Pixel Watch the same way. What does the watch actually do? Forget the specs for a minute. Let's wait till we get the watch. I really hope they send me the watch. I can't wait to review it if they send it to me. If they don't send it to me, I'm going to buy one.
You see, I like that. You see, I like what you just said. If they don't send it to me, I'm still gonna buy it. See, that's what I like. Why can't more people say that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, you're right. Listen, I don't hate the design. I think it looks fine to me. It looks like a
Bro, I
regular
love
Samsung
Fitbit.
watch.
The Fitbit feature suite is legitimate. This is going to be a good watch, man. It's going to be a good experience.
I just don't like, for me, I don't like that they're charging for Fitbit Premium. I feel like,
What's
I
the
mean,
cost?
if I don't even know, it doesn't even tell you. I'm gonna look at the bottom, but I think my biggest issue with this watch right out of the gate is the fact that they're charging you for certain things that come standard on Watch OS. Like those health features I told you about, some of
Yeah.
those things like the workouts and stuff, that's different. That's that's what would you call that? Here, Fitbit Premium. 6 months included with your purchase. You get deeper health, fitness insights, and everything. But it doesn't actually. Here, let's see. Does it give you a price? I want to see if it gives
I
you a
was going to
price.
say, what does it cost after the 6 months?
Let's see. About 1 to 3 days. It doesn't even tell you a price. That's the funny thing. Maybe we're not seeing it. Maybe I'm just blind. But let's see. But anyway, while I'm looking for the price, I think that's really my only negative. I feel like that's my main negative is that they're charging people for more premium wellness reports when it just comes standard with Apple Watches. And I agree. I'm not the biggest fan of the square design. I've always been on record saying that I don't like the Apple Watch design, and I've always said it. I don't like the Apple Watch design. Period. I'm with you, but I will say that they do have a lot of great things because of WatchOS. Apple's software with WatchOS has been phenomenal. And, when they add in features like, the temperature sensor, apparently now that's a thing. It's also got, the blood and glucose level, ECG. Those are some high quality features that, a lot of people, older people can use. Now, a young person like myself wouldn't necessarily need it, but it's always great to have on your wrist. And honestly, I feel like watches know us better than our own doctors because we wear a watch every day. You know what I mean? But I'll say this: I would definitely check this watch out. Would I buy it? No. I'm just saying that because again, I'm not an avid, Google user, but I would not mind checking it out and comparing it to something like a Samsung watch because I know for a fact this is not going to beat the Apple Watch. Let's be honest here. The Apple Watch is advanced, it's way ahead of everything. But can it compete against Samsung? Now that's a question we can ask because it has Fitbit. So that gives it a big up because if you know anything about Fitbit watches, they're great. So I would definitely like to see that comparison. But last thing to talk about, Sneed, before we end the show, I'm actually going to end it early tonight. Didn't intend to stay on for too long, and I know you've been having a long day. But the last thing I want to ask you now, and just kind of round it off because I want to keep it with Google. My final question to you is this: what do you expect from Google heading into 2023? Do you see Google finally getting, a good making it to the third, like, market share? Do you see them expanding more Google stores? Do you see them making like spending money on advertisement? What do you see from Google? What are your expectations for next year?
In order for them to require or need stores, they have to sell phones, man. People are going to have to like want to go into the stores, purchase the devices, you know, get display replacements, buy the watch with the Fitbit integration, the services. They've it's got to be an Apple Store like experience, but they've got to sell phones, man. These phones got to be good. The watch has to be good. I know it's first gen watch. There's probably going to be some problems, Mike. Do you think that's a fair assessment? Is that a
Yes,
fair
yes,
prediction?
that's
There's going to
fair.
be
Yeah.
some problems for Gen 1, right? I think the phone is going to be much more reliable than the 6. I think the launch is going to be better. I think the phones will sell a little better. But that's the hard part, man. How do you open stores and you can't sell devices,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I agree. Google really does a great job of advertising. With the NBA finals, they do have a lot of partnerships with the NBA. It's just a matter of will we see. Real quick, I just want to answer this question. I would say yeah. Pia, I really think you should give it a shot because I know the Pixel 6. I know you had your issues with the thermals, but the trade-ins are insane. I would definitely take advantage of that, and you could probably get that phone for like maybe $200 and you're paying for the pro model, I would say definitely. Um, Before you sell it, maybe see the trade in value and then let us know. But my expectation with Google is this. I agree with everything you said. They got to sell this phone. They got to sell it. I don't care what they do. I don't care how they do it. They need to sell this phone. And I
Should
noticed they
they
put
should they
more.
give the watch away for free with the phone? I mean, damn. What do they got to do, dude? The buds? Do they have to give something away to entice people to get them out of their
You,
Galaxies
you
or their
know what
iPhones?
you know what they should do, and this is my opinion. You know, there is one phone in their lineup that has been a home run for them, that
The
has
A
seen them
series.
grow. The A series.
Yeah.
They need to take that phone and they need to put it in more carrier stores, in cheaper third party carrier stores. They need to put it in places like Cricket. They need to put it in places like Mint Mobile. They got to put it in. What am I missing? Like Boost. There you go, Boost. They need to make this phone available. Even Metro by T-Mobile. If they put these phones there and made them like their premium mid-range flagship of that MVNO, imagine how much sales they would have. Think about that.
Dude, I think I mean, I was talking about how like they don't have the A series devices in the Crickets and Total by Verizon. Like these like you were talking about MVNOs and prepaid, those would be the best phones they'd have. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Pixel A series would be the best phone, the best camera, the best display, the best software experience, the best support, full cellular capabilities. They're world phones. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be a smash.
Yeah, and listen, I've already said it in my video. I think that the Pixel 6a is a great phone. I wouldn't argue that you should get it over the 7, but if you need a Pixel phone, the 6a is a great value. You're getting more for less. And that's just my opinion. I think you're getting more for less. Now, if you want to disagree, that's completely fine. But I think they need to start selling this thing more than just, the regular Pixel 7 7 Pro. And to answer the last thing you said, what do you do incentivize? Well, I had an idea. How about you create a bundle? Create a bundle where if you bundle all the products, let's say you want to get into the ecosystem. If you get the Pixel 7 or 7 Pro or 6a and you bundle the watch, the earbuds, maybe a case, I don't know, but bundle all three of them and you take off maybe what, $200-300, and if you trade in you could get more, I don't know. But I feel like if they created a bundle to get you into the ecosystem, and they made it a good price point where it was a high value proposition where you get the entire ecosystem for a low price, I feel like that could do it.
I think there should be a satellite store in every major city. Right? There should be a Google store in Cleveland, and they need to sell everything. And they need to display and demo everything. Google Nest, Google Home, the thermostat, the Google surveillance cameras, the Google phones, the Pixels. I want the A series. I want the flagships. Google Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
The mesh Wi-Fi systems. They need to show people the connected life of Google hardware. Dude, they have two types of earbuds. They have their premium and then they have their entry level. They've got a
Mm-hmm.
watch now. Like your store could literally be 2,000 square feet or 3,000 square feet of inventory in the back, dress up the entire floor, the whole floor plan built around the entire thing. But they got to put one in every major city, every major market. They need presence.
Oh yeah.
People would be like, "Wow, they actually do have a suite of connected devices, peripherals, all these things." And then like branding, like, okay, I'm going to go to Google and do some shopping. Here's Google gift cards for people to buy like Google speakers and, the Google Home and stuff. Like, dude, they sell comparable products to what Apple does. People trust Apple, but people don't know about Google. Like, that's a real thing, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. They need pop-ups in malls. They need exactly. Alternate reality says it best. They need pop-ups. Samsung used to do that. I don't know why Samsung stopped doing that, but they should do it more. Listen, I'm going to say this last thing and then we're going to end the show. I was at Rolling Loud this year. I went to Rolling Loud, New York. You know, Google was a sponsor of Rolling Loud.
Did they have good presence there?
You wouldn't have known they were there.
Oh, damn.
You know how bad it was? It was bad because, first of all, they put a random prop in the middle of the walkway, and it was a boom box with Google Pixel wording, but nobody knew what the hell it was. Everybody just thought it was another prop by Rolling Loud. At least Verizon and Monster Energy and others, they put a lounge. They put a place where you could go sit down. Had Google just said, look, let's make a lounge where if you're a Pixel member, you get inside only, Pixel members only. And then people be like, oh shit, what's that? I mean, listen, I know Rolling Loud's not the crowd to try to get new customers, but anything but a stupid prop. Like, it was the worst placement too. They put it dead in the middle of the walkway seat. I wish I had gotten a photo. I wished I had taken a photo of it. God, I feel so bad I didn't. But anyway, listen, I'm gonna end the show early tonight. But yeah, I'm really glad you came on as always.
Thanks
We'll
for
get
having me,
Dennis in
bro.
on. We'll get
Appreciate
Dennis
it.
on the next show. Sorry, Dennis, tonight I don't know why my invite wasn't working, but we'll get you on the next one. But anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you to everybody who did the super chats. I appreciate you guys watching, taking your time out of your day. If you enjoyed the live, hit the like button. If you share the video out, share it out with your friends, family, etc. Thank you all for watching. And guess what, guys? Next week, we will debut the Halloween theme for the live show. So cameras will be back on. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. And Tito for Team Pixel.
Yeah.